Hi guys and welcome to Garage Reviews and to this topic about, well, Henry Cavill is really cast as the Witcher. Ha! I have to let this news sink in for a second. So first, as always guys, since this is a live discussion of this topic, I'm gonna wait a few seconds before I can continue, so we can gather around and we can discuss this topic together. So okay, clicking and clicking. Everything should be working. Let me know guys if there's some kind of problem. So uh, first, let me start this by saying that I just love The Witcher, Geralt, as a character. I love the last game. I don't love the previous two games. I really didn't get the chance to to play much the second game. Just didn't like it very much because, oh, there's one person just joined. So, yeah, I really should wait more for you guys to gather before I start, but I just want to make this as a video more, not as a stream, but if I make it as a video, it's just gonna take me a lot more time to create it and put it out there. So that's why we're doing things this way, and you know that, guys. I explained that a lot of times, but for the new people, you have to always explain it again, of course. So guys, first, as I said, love Geralt, love the Witcher series. Mostly I love Witcher 3, of course, because Witcher 3 was this grand, awesome game that, changed everything. Just a sec. Okay, had to sometimes do that, guys, but very, very rarely. I'm not gonna interrupt my thought, how important that is, of course. So, third game changed everything. As far as I know, it presented the books as much as possible. I mean, as well as possible. Of course, some story of some books, not everything. But as a game, before, I wasn't in RPGs, then I got into RPGs. But anyways, the Geralt, itself, is great character, really original in my opinion. Yes, Irko, hi. And so, yeah, I have to talk with Irko. And so guys, basically what I want to say is that, without dragging this for 10 hours, that I just love, Geralt as a character. He is badass, he looks badass, everything about him, his powers, how he fights, he's a great warrior, his story with his different I mean, with different women, Yennefer, and so on. Hi Ivy, hi. Yeah, I decided to put the glasses back on because I'm still getting used to them, and I mean, they really sometimes help me to not stress my eyes that much, really, and especially when there's so many lights. So sometimes they help me, sometimes they don't really during the day. It just depends on the situation. So now they do, so that's why I decided to be with them after all. Although I totally forgot to put them on the thumbnail after I decided, after that I decided to put them on, but yeah. So good evening, guys. Yes. So when I heard that Netflix was about to do Witcher series, I was like, yes, please, because I thought that we're gonna get a movie anytime soon, and we all know how game movies turn out to be. Although I loved Lara Croft, and they did try to do something very awesome with Lara Croft, with the new movie, because I do love the reboot games. Some people don't, but I really love to see how Lara Croft grows up and turns into the Tomb Raider. But anyways, now we're not talking about Lara Croft. Okay, guys. So basically, yeah, we established that I love Geralt. I think that he's an amazing character. It's game character to play, to watch the story. My buddy Helzo, he reads all the books and he's a major fan. He explains to me all the amazing details about the world, and again, Geralt, and of course Ciri, that is something like a daughter to Geralt, and how amazing, of course, she is. So they have such a big lore and a deep lore. So potential for a TV series is amazing. And as we know, series is different to a movie in the terms that they have a lot more time to explore this world, or in general, a particular world or characters, and so on, and to develop them a lot more, a lot more in a detailed way than a movie does. So in one way, we do win more because we do have Netflix. They have the budget. So if they make a lot, if they put a lot of money into it, they're gonna make this just amazing, and we're gonna be more happy than if we got the movie. Yeah, let's just say that. And of course, if the response is great, we're gonna have second season, which means more content for us, more amazing things to watch. And so, let us go back to the casting now of Henry Cavill and look at this. That here is the best photoshopped, Henry Cavill made into Geralt that I've ever seen, and he probably will look something very close to that, if not exactly that. I will hope that's gonna be exactly that because it is freaking perfect. So Henry Cavill, I first have to start with this guy. He's a great actor. He's not like Pierce Brosnan or anything, but when he's different roles, which are not Superman, he can show a very different side of him. Well, different some ways not. Like when he was in Mission Impossible, I really didn't like how he overreacted. And some points, maybe the character, his character was like over the top, maybe, yeah. Um, but some points he really lost me, and he was basically, I don't know. I explained that in my Mission Impossible review. I don't want to repeat myself, but he was kind of on the nose on some scenes, like visibly on the nose. He was trying like too hard to speak, to be like in your face type of thing. Like he was trying like too hard. I didn't feel that that was very natural. But that's just for this role. Some people that actually watch him on the tutors, that was, sorry guys, it's really late. That was when he was in his young age, basically, but a lot of people are impressed with that role. And he was very good in Immortals. And of course, he's great, just great. I just love him as Superman. And the second thing is, guys, he is a gamer. I'm gonna watch your comments, guys. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt my thoughts. I know that, but we're gonna discuss this absolutely. So he is a gamer. He even missed his first call by Zack Snyder. That's a very famous fact that he missed his first call because he was playing like World of Warcraft or something like that. And he loves The Witcher. He knows The Witcher. He knows gaming. He knows his stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's a big fan of this. Well, as far as I think I heard about that. So he basically said like just a few weeks ago, like maybe 2 or 3, he was like, I want to play The Witcher. And I was like, wow, like great, Henry Cavill's gonna play The Witcher. He is pretty much in shape and he can get in the better one. Right now he doesn't really work out the Superman the whole time, unfortunately, but he is maintaining some kind of a great shape. Above average shape, so he can get into that role very fast. He has the face for this. He has the great square muscle, and great manly structure of the face to play The Witcher. You can see that perfectly shown here with that Photoshop. They just put, basically put a beard on him. They didn't change any facial lines, I think, and just, put the hair and everything. And as an artist, because I am an artist, that draws and paints. Now, not that much these days, but usually I am. I can tell that's very amazingly representation of The Witcher, and that Henry Cavill has the perfect features to play The Witcher. Even from that artistic perspective, he totally fits the role. Now some people say that they don't. That he's not, but that's absolutely, like physically not true. He does fit the role perfectly in that way. He does have blue eyes. They can change them with lenses to be yellow or whatever the cat eyes the Witcher has. That's another thing. They can always do that. And of course, guys, like I said, I'm gonna return to the comments. Gonna reply to your comments, and we're gonna discuss this totally just to finish my thought. Gonna return, like scroll down, read all the comments, and reply to everything that I can. So guys, again, my arguments that Hanry Cavill is perfect for this is that number one, he looks the part. He really does. He can bring the physicality to the role because we all know what he did as Superman, and in Mission Impossible his fight scenes were just great. He can bring that. He is a gamer, which I just cannot think right now, guys, really. Who I mean, from the most famous actors right now, from the most relevant actors right now, young actors, let's say, who are gamers? I don't know. I really don't know. Except Henry Cavill, he always comes to mind. So he knows the material, he knows the characters, he knows what gaming is, he knows how to present a particular character. He's a fan. He himself expressed the desire to play this, he's a great actor. And he's a movie actor and he wants to play this, I say just let him, play this. Irkus says something about Jennifer. Yeah, again, gonna return to everything. Yeah, so for me, this couldn't be any better. The first time I heard the news, like I said a few weeks ago, I was like, Henry wants to play The Witcher. He's one of my favorite actors. The Witcher is one of my favorite games of all time. Geralt is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, why the hell not let him play The Witcher? Like, god damn it, he has to play The Witcher. Just perfect, it's perfect. But I was like, I doubt that they always cast whoever they want. They don't care what we want. They don't care what actors want sometimes. But again, wow, this happened. So for me, those news are the best. Like the best. I'm thrilled. Couldn't be more happy about it. Really, I don't see how this could not work. Perfect. But I just want to see him with the whole beard and everything. He's gonna look epic. Epic. Let me go back again. Like I promised, this is basically what I want to say about this topic, guys. And this is a stream, so let's get back and see what you guys are writing. Sorry, I kinda lost my voice from all of that fast speaking. I'm going to get everything in, my thoughts, and not interrupt my thought. Okay, so Irko says Witcher 3 is one of the best games ever made. If Netflix TV shows half as good as is the game, then would be an amazing TV series. Yes, I agree. Yes, okay, yeah, not bad choice. Yeah, Gabby. Yeah, fantasy medieval, but again, Witcher has its own universe, its own version of medieval. It's like totally like it's on a particular continent, so it's basically like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has its own version of particular time period that really happened, in our history, and it's pretty much, very similar with Witcher. They have this continent, and they have swords and old clothes and all that, but this period is just whatever it relates to the real medieval or something else. It is like completely its own thing. It's similar, yes, but still feels different. Yeah, like I said, this is Photoshop, but it's great. Hi to Alan Parker. I'm from Bulgaria. Yes. Yeah, it's from the beginning. Ivy as an RPG. For me, the system is not that perfect. The RPG system, it couldn't be more. It could be more simpler, easy to understand, better structured in terms of RPG system. How to upgrade, where to go, what to do. That part of the game, I think, could be improved. But other than that, it's just a great, great, great game with great story, and it shows the amazing relationships between the Witcher, Geralt, Yennefer, And of course, Siri and that other girl that I always forget her name with the red hair. So yeah, the games are based on those books that, again, as far as I know, are amazing. And the series, or I'm pretty sure the series are gonna be based on the books and the games. Uh, no doubt that they're gonna take pointers from the games, like no doubt, because the games are what we have, as closest representation of live action, movie of the book, and how the lines and how the characters interact and everything brought to life. That is the closest thing that we have as as a visual representation of the book. So they're gonna take pointers from the games, like no doubt. Okay, so Eriko says the rumors for Yennefer Evergreen. No, no, Evergreen is not that type. I mean, she's great and all, but Yennefer needs to be a bit younger and a bit more, how to say, more, sexy and beautiful in a different way, not like Evergreen. Evergreen's a bit creepier. She's a bit creepy, I mean. She's that Morticia type of beautiful, not the super gorgeous witch slash princess, unique, black hair, amazing woman. Anyways, she's a black hair, amazing woman, just not in that. She's just not that type. But okay, they can cast whatever they want. Just saying that. I wouldn't, hope on Evergreen. Mm. Oh. Oh, what? I want to hit you in the face. Yeah, yeah, Ivy, you did miss a lot. Let me tell you that. Hmm. Oh, you do need at least PS4 or PC to play all those games, Ivy, and I know that that's not your priority right now. You really need a very powerful PC, and you're gonna have to give a lot of money for that. Yeah, Vesemir. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I mean, about his character. Whoever they cast, I mean, I'm fine. Yeah, Henry Cavill looks a lot younger, anyways. That he is. I mean, he can still pass for a guy in his 20s and easy. Yeah, of course, of course. Now that's the interesting part. Hi, Caleb. Well, if that is true, Caleb, I will have nothing against it. That is great. Mark Hamill, like freaking Mark Hamill, he's a great actor. That's perfect, really. Like I said, I really have no like requirements or casting choice at the moment for that character, just because he's not my priority in terms of major role. Yes, he's important. I'm just saying that the only characters that they care about are, of course, Geralt, Ciri, if she's even included, and Yennefer. Those three most important to me. So whoever they cast, is Vesemir. I'm like, okay, no problem. Hmm. Uh, I mean, Mark Hamill is great in everything. Oh, do you read the books? Ivy, do you read the books, really? I'm gonna be very interested if you read the books. You're gonna know more than me. You're actually gonna know more than me about The Witcher. I just don't have time for that. Although I could like get the audiobooks and listen to them, when I travel with the metro or something. That's a great idea. And I prefer music to books sometimes, but I can switch. At least Vasaka. Hi, what are you doing here? I mean, I love to see you here. I'm just used to seeing you on Twitch. I'm always like, well, guys, I'm doing a lot of content. Everybody is saying like you're not streaming on Twitch. I actually am now because I'm streaming both Twitch and YouTube, so I don't have to choose between the two. most of the times when everything works, and they're like, Gary, you're not making anything content, and I'm like, sorry, I'm talking too fast. I'm making content like every week, at least 3 videos a week, sometimes more. But you're just not here, But now I'm very happy that you're here. How are you? How to be on? Hi to be on. Yeah, sounds pretty good, exactly. uh, okay, so Brian, yeah, The Witcher is gonna be a TV series produced and aired by Netflix. So that was the idea, like maybe a year ago. We never heard mostly of anything about it. Then, I mean, to recap what we're talking about, then, Henry Cavill, like 2 weeks ago, said, well, I love to play The Witcher because Henry Cavill is a gamer, like a real gamer. He knows his stuff. And all of a sudden now, today, like a few hours ago, we just get the news that he's really cast for The Witcher. They agreed with him. They think that he's great. So my dream came true, basically, because he's a great actor, and he looks the part, and he knows the material. So what better choice? Like, cheers to that, I say. With water, but still cheers to that. Ah, a lot. What's that? Lord of the Rings, you mean? Conan, actually never heard of that. I heard of the movie with Arnold that's gonna show old Arnold. I mean old Conan, sorry. But that never got made, so I don't know what happened with that. I have nothing against seeing Conan as an old guy and Arnold still training for that so we can see him and it's gonna be great, but yeah. Oh, from Melon, ha! That's our Bulgarian funny jokes between us. I know what that means. Yes, cheers. Sorry, guys. So yeah. Mm, I'm gonna be very excited. Actually, Lord of the Rings show sounds so freaking expensive, but they're trying to find their Game of Thrones. That's what I'm gonna tell ya. Oh, like everybody that can afford this to make this, they're just gonna try to find a show that they can make big as Game of Thrones. And yeah, so I'm all up for Lord of the Rings show, Colin show. Like, yeah, this two fingers, but I want Xena, guys, and you know that I want Xena. Matthew, hi Matthew. Yes, Pasaka, I just was explaining how Henry fits perfectly the role because he just looked the part, he knows the character, he is a gamer, he's great. And he does want to play him, which is very important for an actor to really, really want to play something. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just reading your comment, guys, as always. I just have no idea how they're gonna place the budget for Lord of the Rings, but whatever they do, like I said, they made Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a show that requires a lot of budget with amazing special effects. Like that dragon looks real, and I understand special effects, so that dragon looks as real as possible for today. It doesn't, is not a step down compared to the movies in any way. It's perfect. Mm. Well, that's I actually, because Lord of the Rings came out when I was a kid, the movies. I don't really remember like particular characters except of course Frodo and some other main characters, but damn it, Aragorn. Can't remember who that was. Mm. Matthew, that's a good question. Oh, that's not the topic, but I mean that's very different from The Witcher. Uh, okay, so the Buffy, I'm very disappointed about Buffy. I just didn't make a video for that, but I'm very disappointed about Buffy the Vampire Slayer because they want to change the character completely. I personally think that when some character looks a certain way, and the same thing actually with Charmed, it's very close to what is happening with Charmed. Charmed, sorry. That they want to change her race, and that's for me that shouldn't be done. If you want to have a character that's similar to another character, like instance with Buffy, just make a TV show that is with a similar character, or I mean, make it original. Why make it exactly the same, and then change the race and everything, but don't call her Buffy, because Buffy is a totally different person. So they should not do that the way that they want to do that. Buffy was not that old of a show. For me, it does not need a reboot. Maybe it does need a continuation, which is always cool. I want to see more again with someone else that's not Buffy. Maybe. I mean, just keep the previous story and make a continuation, even with another killer, because we all know that there's another killer if the previous dies. Now, this would mean that Buffy will be dead. But either do that or just bring Sarah Michelle Gellar as older Buffy. I don't care. She looks great, I think. So I don't care if she's older, older actors. Like, for instance, we've seen Ash versus the Evil Dead. Um, if he can play Ash, uh, why I'm forgetting his name now? I can't believe I just forgot his name. Wow, I'm sure that you guys are gonna tell me. I can Google him, actually. Damn it! Can't believe I know him. I forget his name. And he's from Zeta, I forget his name. Okay. Bruce Campbell, of course. Don't need to Google him. So, if Bruce Campbell on 60, like 60 almost, I think, can play Ash, why not Buffy play Buffy? That's ridiculous. Like, of course that she can play Buffy. Like, what? Why do you need to even do this whole thing? And same thing with Charmed. We still have Sharon Doherty, we still have Holly Marie Combs, we still have Lisa Milano. Lisa Milano actually looks amazing, and even that doesn't actually matter. Just make a continuation because we all love them. We don't love the new girls. The new girls look nothing like them, like nothing. And they're again different races than the original characters. It doesn't make sense. They're a lot less attractive. They just don't have charisma on the screen. It's totally different. Like totally different class from what Sharon Doherty and Lisa Milano and Holly Marie Combs were. So I personally am totally not for that reboot, and I have to watch it to make a review of it. But it pains me because Trump was one of the best shows ever made in terms of how deep it was, how emotional it was, how it made so much people get so invested in it. It gave them so much. It was like reading a good book. It was quality, it was substance, it was something like real. It wasn't like fast food like today's shows. They just don't have any substance. They sorry that I'm so struggling, but I'm trying to say a lot of things very fast. And they don't focus on the main characters. Like, just watch The Flash, or basically a lot of other shows. They don't focus on their main characters anymore. They focus on all the side characters and show what what they're doing and how they are saving the main character and how everything revolves around them, not around the main character that much, which is like betrayal of what a show about particular character should be, like the structure of how we do things in general, how we present a story in a TV series. So I hope that does not happen with Henry Cavill and The Witcher. We need to have a focus on the main freaking characters. That's another topic. I don't want to get like totally out of topic. I want to get into the comments and see what you guys are saying. But this is a live discussion. So that is what I think about Buffy and Charmed. Buffy is still not happening though. So let's see if that really happens. The whole approach towards those things is wrong. And when they say that the girl makes Xena, like 2 years ago, they say that They said that they want to make her like Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. And I was like, you want to destroy Xena? Like I cannot express how like livid I was. Like Xena is Xena, is not freaking Katniss. You know, she's so much more, like so much more. And she was the great female heroine at times where there was no such thing on TV. After that, you know, there was Buffy, and Xena was not only, you know, uh, female character and heroine, but she also presented a very, very deep story of how she was evil, grew up to be good, and why she was good, how she wanted to redeem herself. That raised a lot of deep existential topics and questions and storylines and friendship, her friendship with Gabriel, and it was like wow, you're like floored from all the substance and amazement, no matter the budget and how, you know, not budgety was at the beginning, you know, the first two seasons, mostly the first one. Then it got, you know, bigger and better. Of course, that was at times where there were no Game of Thrones, there were no so much money thrown into shows, but still they managed to do it so great that even kids today that are starting watching it, and even some of you that just started watching it and just actually finished it, some of you that told me that were amazed. You were amazed, those people that watched Xena, because you can see the freaking difference between now, what we have now, the level of quality, and how everything mimics quality and substance now, but it actually does not give that to us really, like some shows do, but other shows just focus on the shock value and not so much of real substance. But anyways, I digress so much because all of those shows are such a, you know, passionate topic of mine. They're so close to my heart, so that's why I'm that passionate about it. Okay, let's continue now. So Matthew, it's your fault. It's your fault that I digress so much because when somebody says Xena or Buffy, you know, didn't say Xena, but you did say Charmed, and Charmed used to be my second favorite show of all time before, after Xena, and Buffy one of those two, somewhere around there. So yeah. Okay, let me go back here. Well, love the movies you think, Ivy. Maybe you're right. We have to get that to that, you know, someday. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But again, I forgot my thought because you did mention now, Zena Matthew, that that whole idea of Katniss and they wanted to make her full gay and something like that because that was never really established in the show. It was like established behind the scenes, but was never canon in the show. So, but anyways, that's another topic. But when they said what was the idea behind the new show, uh, it just fell off. It just totally fell apart. The writer was just like, I cannot write this. We have creative differences, and everything fell apart. Like before that, we had years and years, like 10 years or more, fighting for the rights. They didn't know who has the rights, whether or not it was Universal, whether or not it was, I think, Renaissance Studios. They both had it, but they didn't. They had, and you know, that was never decided up to like a few years ago, and right when everything was good to go, they said nope, cut, and maybe that was the best idea because they were gonna ruin Xena totally. Uh, yeah, Hercules was a great show, of course, and we had Xena because we have Hercules. You know, Xena was first introduced as a villain in Hercules, and then she became her own character because Xena was extremely well perceived by the audience, so much so that they brought her for a second and third episode, which became the Xena trilogy, and from Xena trilogy, a Xena show was immediately created, and thus we begin the epic and amazing legend that is Xena right now. And of course, eventually, it turned out to be a lot more successful show than Hercules. In terms of rating, it got more episodes. In the end, they both have 6 seasons, but Hercules cut out the season like in the middle, and Xena continued to through the end, and the show was finished. Although finished not in the way that we want, but still finished. Yeah, yeah, Ivy. That is such a shocker. Hmm. Yeah, and very interesting how they explore Hercules and Zeta relationship, how they had to go their separate ways because they're both like they both had different fates. I mean, they have to fight for the greater good in their own way. They had totally different paths. Two heroes, that they are like basically accounting for, you can say, two equals. You can say that's not the best way to explain it, but two heroes basically, two people that are meant for greatness, meant to be heroes, and all of that. They cannot be together as a couple. You will say like in the beginning, like it's perfect for them to be, together, but it's not actually. When you think about it, it's really not, because in order for each of them to fulfill their path, they have to be separate. You know, uh, they have to be their own hero, and they have to give what they have to give to the world in their own way. They each give to the world something different. Xena sees, evil differently. She knows evil because she was evil. It's very easy for her to deal with that, to outsmart people because of that, to outsmart villains. She knows them personally, some of them. She knows how to defeat monsters. Hercules knows how to defeat monsters because he has his power, but he's good. Initially he's good. Xena was initially good as well when she was little, then she became evil. But anyways, it's very different. It's very, very different. And Xena had to redeem herself and fix a lot of things that only she can fix. And Hercules had to just continue on his own way and to find a way to be happy somehow and to, still deal with the gods. Eventually, Xena killed them all like that. That's another story. Don't want to get into the debate about that between Xena and Hercules. I already did that as a video before. Maybe we have to redo that sometimes. But yeah, a very, very interesting dynamic between the two. Like, it's priceless, and we probably never will have that anymore. Yeah. Ah, yes, yes, Vasaka, I'm ready for Adventure Comic Con. Are you coming, by the way? I have my gear. I'm still debating with myself whether or not I'm going to go dressed as Supergirl, depending on how the weather is. If it's too hot, I'm gonna just boil in my own costume. So we'll see how the temperature is gonna be like in 2 weeks' time. Okay, reading here. Just give me a sec. Well, not only kids, there's very brutal things in Xena, like blood and cut off heads, and that's later on, but it's not for kids. I won't say it's for kids. I watched it as a kid, but um, it's not really for very little kids. I mean, it's not a kid show. It's a grown-up show. It's like a completely grown-up show. It's just like it's not like today where you watch a show for the shock value. You watch it because it can make you, like it can touch you in your deepest parts of your soul in so many ways. You can laugh, you can cry, but you can always find things in it when we're watching an episode that will hold you your whole life. Yeah, very special thing is the it factor, is the X factor of entertainment. Yeah, Ivy. Autolycus? No, 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 Ivy. There was not really any romance there. Like I mean, she kinda was like, yeah, you're kinda attractive man. And he was like, I want you, but that was that. I mean, it was only a scene, it ended as quickly as it started. There was never really any romance there. I don't have a costume for Wonder Woman. I wanted to dress like Xena, but I need to have this costume made, and I need a lot of money for that, so not yet, not yet. But I have it in mind. Well, Ivy, like imagine a huge big event like a Comic Con in America, but just a bit smaller, but still very big. Oh, not a bit smaller, a lot smaller, but still like huge, like huge. Whole, like I don't know how many thousands of people were last year, but thousands of people cramped in large holes of space. There can be like outside as well, but still a lot of people. You can go outside again. It's too many people. Yeah, Vasaki, just let me know if you're coming. Whoever of the Bulgarian guys are coming to the con, we can all meet there. And it's gonna be great. You know, we can meet live, we can talk, we can, I'm gonna, you know, be around with my smooth Q gimbal. I bought the lights, I bought the mic, everything's all set. Have to test it these days, and I'm good to go. Alias, yes, Alias was one of those classic shows. I just never watched it that much. I don't know, by that time I wasn't really in that genre, maybe in criminal things, because I already watched so many criminal shows by that time that I was like, I kind of fatigue of the crimes. I just don't like crimes, you know, because you know here the world was very stressful at that time in Bulgaria. We can hear, not that now it's not, but we heard a lot about a lot of crimes on that time. Not that again, compared to a lot of other countries, we're one of the country with less crimes as possible. But still, I was I was very little and I was stressed out, so I just didn't watch that. I played the game, just didn't watch that a lot. I can only imagine what is in New York City, Brooklyn, Bronx. That's gonna be like 3 times as big as ours, at least. At least, maybe 5. But our event is big. It's just pretty. Yeah, it cannot be as America, but it's still big. Matthew, do you mean that you're gonna go to Bulgaria for our event? I mean, this year are gonna come 2 actors from Vikings. The actresses that play Torvi and Helga, actors from Game of Thrones, Hodor, the sister of Greyjoy, I just can't remember her name, and that actress that plays the killer robot at the end of season 2 of Westworld. Those are the American actors that are gonna come this year. And then of course there are gonna be world famous cosplayers. Some other things, but mostly the world famous people are those. Keratin plant will be raised above the battleground. Yeah. Well, again, it's not as good as America, but still we're working on it. I think that is very good and big. I think it's the biggest on Eastern Europe. So, yeah, one of the biggest Comic Cons, at least from this side of Earth. Yara, yeah, Yara, the actress that plays Yara, she's coming. Yeah, I'm gonna see her live, God willing. Yee. You know, last year it was that guy with many faces. Yeah, I've seen him from Game of Thrones. That one of the sisters, the 3 sisters from those islands that were warriors that died. She was there. Just can't remember their names now. And one actor from the Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ivy, you know, when airplane tickets are cheap, of course, you're very welcome to join me for Comic Con. Of course. Guys, it's lovely that you gathered, but I have to go. That was it for the topic. Again, to wrap things up, to finish with this, gotta say, Henry Cavill, very good choice for The Witcher, in my opinion. Because, well, just have to watch what we were talking about before, but basically, great actor, looks the part, gamer, knows the material, wanted to play The Witcher, which is very important. And well, that's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of other things. Well, there's not. I mean, the way that you said it, it sounds like we are like filled here with um with gypsies. Some parts of Sofia and some parts of Bulgaria may have more, but it's not like they're like all around us. Again, some parts they're like called the gypsy neighborhoods. But on Comic Con, such events that involves a lot of money, you cannot basically see gypsies. You just can't. And again, they're not really that much. Gypsies are everywhere on pretty much every country, is not only here. So yeah, some of them are actually good people that actually work, actually, mm, you know, they're honest people. But unfortunately, there are not that many of them that they are, that are perfectly integrated in society and they can live normal lives and not do bad things and all of that. Some they are, some they are. But it's not like when you come here and you like to do this, like swim a sea of gypsies. There's no such thing. But again, guys, thank you very much for what is that? Well, Matthew, you can follow me if you like. You can follow me if you like. Yes. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments. As always, if you haven't watched the stream live, and yeah, let me know. I'm gonna try to come back with the game, if not today because it's late. Maybe tomorrow. Until next time with me, Gary G Reviews. Bye, my Gary T's.